They can see and hear me?
Yep.
Uh-oh. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Side Dish, episode 226. We are on the countdown to 5 years, everyone. Yep, Amy had the same face as Denise made last year. 5 years, coming up May 24th. So we are, we're kind of leaning into some of the themes of this show, which is chaos, and this episode sort of leans into that a little bit more heavily. I said to Amy last weekend, because when I picked her up from the hotel that she was staying at for the conference that she was hosting.
It was an assembly.
Well, yeah, they assembled, like the Avengers. And anyways, I said, well, we don't have it. Do you have anything next weekend? And she said, no. And I said, okay, well, then I'll build couch nests, and we're going to be junk food gremlins all weekend. Hi, Ping.
Snack goblins.
Snack goblins, that's it. So I went to the store, spent way too much money on snacks and chips, and
Junk food's pricey.
it is very pricey.
And chips are so expensive
They're
for
ridiculous.
air.
So expensive.
Yeah,
They're ridiculous.
ridiculous.
So I got things like gummy bears and peanut M&Ms and Reese's peanut butter sticks and Triscuits and Easy Cheese and Pringles and 4 kinds of chips and almonds, wasabi almonds and beer and just we're really leaning into it. So that's what we're doing tonight is we're going to kind of keep moving with that because in Couch Nest is a magical land that anything goes, in which you eat basically in bed. And nobody ever does that, but in Couch Nest, you can do whatever you want. So
We even have 2 little tables that go up next to Couch Nest to hold all of our...
garbage bags on either side that are, they're grocery bags that we have repurposed. But in all of that chaos, I was thinking, I want to lean into that a little bit tonight with what we're making. And so I remember my mom making monkey bread when I was a kid, but it was always sweet, like caramelly and like delicious and delightful.
You had this as a child?
Not cheesy monkey bread.
No, but the
monkey bread?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did too.
I did not learn about this until I started teaching.
Oh.
And people brought it to like Fat Fridays and stuff. And I had never experienced the wonder that is monkey bread.
Well, it
It's
was
so good.
It was people think like it originated in the U.S., but it's inspired by a Hungarian recipe called arany gulaska, a sweet pull-apart bread, and it just this version originated in the 40s and 50s, obviously, when you had biscuits in a can, and you could probably make
There's all different varieties, like Hawaiian variety
Sure.
and this variety, and it's all delicious.
Yeah. So it is, I mean, like, and then it just got put into like Betty Crocker cookbook and a lot of different magazines. It was called Bubble Loaf or Pinch Me
Yes.
Cake or stuff like that.
I still
It was
never
a,
experienced it until I started
Nancy
teaching.
Reagan served it in the White House in the 80s. Yeah.
I think the 80s is when I first.
That seems like not a thing.
Oh, well.
Speaking of, if you guys have not watched The Residents,
Yes.
it's awesome.
It's on Netflix. It's very, very
It's
good.
so good.
It's one of the better shows that I've seen in a while. It's well written. It's well acted. The actors that they have in it are really good. Their delivery of everything is really good. You should watch it. It's called The Residents. It's on Netflix. There's 6 episodes.
8.
8. Okay. And then the name for this comes because of how it's eaten.
Oops. Maybe we should. They won't go through it, will they?
Maybe.
You guys, chill out. We finally can have our windows open, so we have our slider open, but it
But
might
I
be
think-
too much.
Well, Jack might have seen a rabbit or something go by,
okay.
so that's
It's
it. So it's that time of year again. But its name comes from how it's eaten. It's picked apart like a monkey.
Oh, is that why?
It's
Oh.
Pick my monkeys.
well, I think it's picked apart like by a monkey, like whatever.
Pick my monkeys.
So I have the oven set to 350, so you
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
preheat that. Now this does bake for 28 minutes.
You better hurry up then, man.
Everybody buckle up, okay? This is gonna be fine. So, and then because we have Blue Moon beer, we're making a shandy.
Shandy.
And shandies for summer. Like, also, I like beer. I'm not sure I like beer alone. Like, beer with, like, fruit and things like that is good. Like, that summer shandy that Leinenkugel puts out
Yeah.
is
That's
delicious.
Yeah.
I like
So-
that Cali squeeze as well.
That's also excellent. So,
Is Cali Squeeze a shandy?
it's just a beer. I don't know if it's a shandy.
But it is awfully fruity.
It is
I think
delicious.
I think it is, because I think that company has other fruits they have with.
All right, so what do we got to do? Now, I don't know about you, but when I was a child, this scared the shit out of me to open these because
Still does.
it's like a shotgun going off. So let's see how bad I flinched today.
I still jump.
You know what I hate is when it doesn't pop when you peel the thing off, then you have to like whack it on the counter.
Well, that's
So-
the thing that is the worst part about it.
Oh, see?
And we all
Thanks.
went like it's gonna slap at our face.
Good
We're
lord.
all leaning back.
Like it's dynamite. So I've kept these cold because I wanted them to be able to pull apart easy, because that's going to make getting. Also, this nonsense of the one that gets caught in the top.
No, what kind of no?
No,
Don't
poking it
do
with
that.
a big spoon.
Ride or die, DP.
Yeah, come on. Where's your? You gotta live on the edge. That is for sure. Okay.
Where's your melty butter?
We're working on that. I'm gonna make sure I separate all these so that they have, and we have to open the second one anyway.
Now, what variety are you using? The layered variety?
Well, it's because they had this like the southern buttermilk ones and this, and they didn't have like the regular, which I thought was weird.
I've seen it made with the different kinds, even the cinnamon rolls.
I don't even think I've paid any attention to what kind of.
I always think my
Purchase
mom just
when
always
I-
had this because then everything pulled apart really well.
Whoa.
That was a loud one. My butt puckered a little bit. Okay, so you need to stick up. Look, this is not good for you. But when you're a couch goblin, it does not matter. A snack goblin, couch goblin. It's a stick of butter. You need to melt this. I'm gonna save ourselves here.
Thanks. We'll save Olga.
So yeah, we watched that.
Last night we watched Tombstone in honor of
Val Kilmer, unfortunately,
I can still
pretty much quote the whole
pretty
thing.
much quote the whole movie.
Yeah.
Very proud of myself. Watch that movie a lot. You know what else we should watch? It's not a Val Kilmer movie, but it's also awesome. Is Young Guns.
Yes.
Young Guns too.
I never watched Young Guns 2, I don't think.
Yeah, cold drinks like a summer. It's warming up. That's why. That's the other thing. I would say like spring is definitely here. Everything is blooming. Things are popping up. It will snow again because it's northern Nevada. But I'm gonna take my dough cutter and I'm just gonna. We're going quarters here. Now, this does not say to roll them in balls.
Oh, well, you do.
Well, I don't know because you've
But you
never
do.
had it. So how would you know? Huh? You want me? It rolls in balls? Is that what everybody's
That's
saying?
how you do it.
I don't think so.
You can do it wrong if you want to.
I mean, you should end up, according to this, with 64 balls.
Oh, not 64 wedges?
I'm just saying 64 pieces.
What does it say?
Cut biscuits into quarters. Toss dough and garlic butter, plus seasonings, then cheese.
Well, it says you should end up with 64 what?
We'll double check both. 64 dough pieces.
I didn't watch The Last of Us. I don't know what that even is.
That's coming out this week, yeah.
It says
Tomorrow.
Season 2 starts tomorrow. Did you watch it?
I watched it.
What's it about?
It's from a video game. It's about mushroom zombies.
Apocalypse thing?
Yeah, Amy doesn't like dystopian apocalyptic things.
No, I do.
Unless,
Fallout.
well, Amy didn't watch that
I
either.
didn't watch that either.
So good.
And Annihilation, that was weird.
Yeah.
Kind of messed me up. Guys, I got stung by something this week. Or bitten, I don't know. It happened in my car or getting into my car. Finger swelled all up.
Yeah. So,
I wasn't.
yesterday it was hurting her, and I said, do you need to go to urgent care? And she goes, no, I gotta go to work.
I had to go sub for 5th grade. Boo!
On a Friday.
See, you should have went to urgent care, then you wouldn't have to.
Right? The Last of Us. Mushroom heads.
They
Mushroom-headed
basically,
people. Cat hair.
that's a dog hair and it's blues. Yeah, so basically they have a type of mushroom that infected humans and then they became, it's sort of like, think about how there's some fungus out there that like can infect like bugs and it controls
Yeah, there is
them.
that.
Yeah.
That is a thing.
That is a thing, but they've amped that up to that it can do humans, and it's the problem is that's not a thing because our nervous systems are too complex. But this show supposes that ain't true. So there's all kinds of different versions.
I don't know. We're learning all kinds of things all the time. Like
Yeah.
they used to say, like, you know, only like using tools was such a sign of intelligence, and very few creatures could use tools. But then today, I watched a video of a bird using a piece of bread to
Fish?
essentially fish for fish.
I've seen that. Also, did you know that birds' bones are not completely hollow, but they have a network of like there's bones that
Yeah.
go out? Do you know why they have that?
I would assume to make them strong but light.
That is part of it. Another reason is that when birds are flying at high altitudes, and you're flying or you're diving, let's say you're a hawk or something like that, you're going so fast that the air current goes over your nostrils. It won't go. It doesn't like fill in, and so you're not getting enough oxygen. The bones are porous, so the bones take in oxygen, store the oxygen. Their respiratory system is connected to their bones.
Crazy.
Read that today.
Learn something new. I'm done for the day.
Wow.
So, yes, 1 stick of butter. And yes, it does seem like a lot. But it's okay.
But it's for 64 pieces, so it's okay.
Right, which you're all going to sit there. If you have a couch nest, you're going to be in there. You're going to have junk food all around you. And you're going to be like, I would like to put some easy cheese on some garlic cheesy bread that's already cheesy. And I'm going to do that. So I need...
I'm thinking about this bird thing. That's quite fascinating.
It is quite fascinating. So... And then one of the comments I read was that birds are not already terrifying enough. And now I know that their respiratory system is connected to their bones.
Right?
So,
This is why we must continue to study things.
yeah, well, you know.
Even when we think we know everything, we do not.
Well, you know, just nothing's real. Everything is what you say it is. And when you have a propaganda machine pounding you up, you can do whatever you want. So, I digress. Next Saturday is the day of protest, everyone.
Another one?
Yep, 19th. So if you want to protest the craziness, please do so. I didn't do it
We're
last
going to
week.
Carson. You should have.
Yeah, and ifs and buts were candy and nuts. We'd all have a Merry Christmas. So,
Well, so are we going?
yes, we are. Saturday. Actually, well, we'll have to go in the morning. We have a party to go to in the afternoon and then side dish to do at night.
What party?
Michael's 40th birthday.
That's so funny. I was just thinking about them today.
So,
Where is it? Is it at their house?
It's that place that I think we had it before, down there.
Oh, right. Oh, okay, cool. How old is he? 40?
40. I am doing it this way because I really want the garlic to sort of encapsulate everything. And sometimes when you get it minced, candy ornament.
If and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. So now she needs to make a little if and but in candy fabric. I'd like a
Yes.
set, please.
So yeah, it's been oh, that was fortuitous that it didn't fall in there. I've got some seedlings coming up in the greenhouse. That's good. I've started a backyard cleanup. I have not moved on it at all.
What does it mean that you've started it?
Well,
You've had a thought
I know.
in your mind?
I took Denise's blower, and I blew off all the leaves and the debris and the dirt, and picked up a lot of the big debris that was out there, and put it in the garbage.
Oh,
So the rest is just sort of making time, but this weekend is devoted to not doing anything. So
we've been quite busy. So
well,
it's okay.
that is what I said. But then I was at the store today when I was picking up a few things, or yesterday when I was picking up all of the junk food. I said, "Well, listen, Doug, you do need to have some real food." And so I got steaks, and that's what we're having for dinner.
Spray cheese. We're gonna put spray cheese on the steak.
No. No. Did I do that right? Yeah. Okay. Where's our friend? Oh, here he is. Tiny Whisk! Hey, Doug, what's going on? Not much, Tiny Whisk. How are you? You cheeky.
Cheeky. Cheeky monkey.
Also, there's a thing that I'm going to be trying. So, I think we've gone over how to make brown butter on this show. But I saw a guy the other day who took brown butter and then cooled it in ice, and he whisked it while as it cooled to reincorporate the oils and the milk fats together to basically reincorporate and emulsify back into butter. But it was brown butter flavored. And he was like, he put it on toast, and he said, this plus cinnamon. Because it's like caramely and like nutty and that kind of, I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. Okay,
Why aren't you making that?
tonight, there's plenty of time, people. We have like 4 or 5 weeks.
Well, we don't have any. Okay, but I mean, you'll need to make that soon now. You can't just talk about that.
Okay. So now we're gonna toss the dough in the garlic butter and seasoning. So we're just gonna throw it in here. What?
You know what?
No. Okay. Here, fine. But if you do this, then they don't rise correctly. But whatever.
Just a little 1, 2, 3. That's it. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. That's too many. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. That's what you're doing. 1, 2, 3. There you go. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Try.
Got to move to a new set of choppers today. Number 12 of 26.
Halfway through.
Almost halfway through, everyone. And then 2 years in a.
Headgear. I wish. I think you should tell about the dipping sauce you made for the quesadillas.
Oh.
Do you remember what it was? What was in there?
Yes. So I made a 12-pound pork shoulder for dinner last week. Denise and I ate it for dinner. It was delicious. But I've been making meals with it all week, and I've been trying to do different flavors. Like we made like a Korean, Vietnamese, like flavored stuff. That was really good. What do we use that with? We did that with rice? No. Anyways, it doesn't matter. For the
We made the quesadillas. We had rice.
yeah, that's it. So with the quesadillas I made, it was sour cream, it was lemon juice, no, hold on. Sour cream, lime juice, garlic, cilantro, and a little bit of mayo in there, okay? And then I just mixed it together and let it sit. And I microplaned the garlic, so it was really, again, really put in like flavor all the way through. And if you let it sit, that bitiness that it has at the beginning went away. And Amy and I were like,
I think you should stir what you have in there so it gets coated before you add more that are gonna stick to it.
this is the official shit stir, so he can help us out here.
And Ping suggested that you put the sauce in a plastic bag, put the dough in there, shake it, and make a doughy mess, and then pour it into the pan
Always,
next time.
yes. But the quesadillas were excellent.
Yeah.
I just took, like,
What did you add to the rice? Because the rice was really good too.
so the rice was cilantro. Actually, I added cilantro afterwards. So it was corn and pinto beans and rice and I think a little garlic and then chicken stock and cooked that. And then I added in, at the end of that, I added in a little more lime juice. I added lime juice at the end and cilantro to tie the two flavors together. And it was really, really good. Probably tomorrow for lunch, I'm going to mix the meat that we have left over and the rice and that into one thing and then warm it up and put it into a burrito.
Yeah.
So, this, ooh, the frog's out.
Froggy.
I saw one the other night when I was out there doing stuff and.
I think we have a lot more out there than we had last time because we had those babies.
That's right. And they're coming home to roost.
Right.
How's the praying mantises doing?
They haven't come out of their shells yet. Well,
Do you have more than one?
no, there's that big egg cocoon,
Oh yeah.
and that will have.
One in there.
Really?
Oh yeah, they'll be all. They're like little babies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're eggs.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was just a cocoon for one.
Oh, it's a baby sack.
Ooh. Are you keeping an eye on it?
Yeah,
Did you look at it today?
I did. When I was out there.
Have you been taking pictures of it?
No, but I should start. Denise says I should just put a time lapse camera on it. But
Should.
what is the hard way about? Oh, so the dough is cold, and so this is
So they got cold.
yeah. So the butter,
That's okay. So we
yeah, it's gonna be fine. I'm just worried about coating everybody. I mean, here's what you could do. You could just I could put the bowl on the bottom of the bowl in the sous vide container that is 132 degrees and warm the butter up and do that. But this is fine. Okay, so now we got to put the cheese in here. Did you know that string cheese I don't remember whatever, I threw it away because it didn't really matter, but this company, Frigo, they're called Cheesehead and they have names. This one is called G and Z, or I don't know if that's true. It's this one, but I think it's weird that we're giving sentience to things that a child's going to eat, and we're teaching cannibalism is what we're doing. No,
This is a weird move you're doing.
why?
I just wouldn't do that.
What would you do?
Not use cheese sticks?
That's what this. I didn't want to have to buy. We already had mozzarella, and these will. If we don't,
Okay.
I know how we are. Look, it's going to be fine. There's just going to be a tiny bit of finger in there.
Yep. Exactly my point.
So did want to be like, A, did you make monkey bread? And B, have you ever made like a savory version? And what we're
This is essentially like bread pudding,
get out of my head. That is what I was going to say.
but no egg.
Right, and it's going to be delicious.
You can make it any kind you want.
Yeah.
I think, Amy, you have made a cheesy one before.
I think I have too. I think I'm also. Oh, Rhyme Fighter is our dishwasher.
He fights crime.
Today, Doug said, "Honey," I said yes, and he said, "I have a question for you." And
she knew
that's
that the way
never
I was
good. So
saying
I
it.
said, "Is it going to piss me off?" And he said, "Well, I hope not."
It was a genuine question.
The question was, why do I load the dishwasher full and then not start it?
And then she lied to my face.
I didn't. I really did not consider that full. It wasn't full.
I fit nothing else in there.
Well, you weren't trying hard enough.
So this is roughly a cup and a half, I think.
But I didn't get
roughly.
that. I laughed.
No, you shouldn't have gotten
Butter,
that.
cinnamon, and brown sugar. Yeah, that's the regular one. But I think there's also I think I've had a Hawaiian one where they put like macadamia nuts,
Yeah.
pineapple,
that's fine.
tidbits, and coconut.
I feel like
good,
you
right?
could do, like, I think a coconut, coconut with like cake style would be good. Because you could make the biscuits and you could add whatever like seasoning you
You
want.
put like sweetened condensed milk.
Yeah.
My favorite is still and will always be the caramely one. I put extra caramely glue in it.
What do you mean the caramelly one? Is that the butter, brown sugar, and
Yeah.
cinnamon one? Yeah.
Okay. So now we're just going to add that together. And then we build. Okay.
Oh, that's got real solid.
That's why I wanted to do it. It's cool.
Put it on there and let it cook it. Or just give it a quick zap.
No, because you can't. That's not gonna work. Because I don't. What, like 15 seconds?
Yeah, just enough.
Chef Mike approved.
Well, it didn't explode, so
I don't know if it really did anything.
help?
I don't think so. Yeah, maybe. Hard to tell.
ominous rising.
I'm gonna have to pull them apart individually anyway, so how about that? It's fine. Okay, so now we just build. And anything that's left in the bottom, I am gonna put this back in the microwave and I'm gonna melt the butter that's in
Yeah,
there and then pour
there
over
you
the
go.
top. So, I mean,
Why are you doing that? Why aren't you just dumping?
because it says to layer them.
Oh, okay.
Layer into pan. And I need to go through and separate them anyways.
Okay.
Well, because that way they rise and listen, I don't know. I'm just doing what it says. That now is one. This ain't rocket science, everybody. You just do what you
funny.
can do. I am doing them individually because I do really want to make sure. Now, the thing about this is the tossing it in the cheese, which is mozzarella, just mozzarella and cheddar, sharp cheddar. Always sharp cheddar, everyone. I know people are like, oh, it's not.
People do that?
Some people do that.
They're
Dumb?
not my friends.
They're not anybody who watches this show. And by that I mean super cool. Yeah, see, go in, be right about 8. We'll pull them out. We'll eat. Call it good. We're probably gonna be over. It's fine. My mom used to make these. This was like the treat of treats.
Wow.
It was really good. I remember it a lot. I mean, not this. But I kind of feel like if this works out really well, I mean, could you imagine this instead of like garlic bread?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Here we go. Now, I don't know if this is like, they'll rise up. like we all should be doing. So it will fill in, it's going to come up and do what it's going to do.
Yeah, it's Super Bowl food.
This is that would be good. I'm going to take the majority of like the cheesiness that I can scoop out of here. See that? I tried to get away. Now, you're like, Doug, but you only had this much cheese left. Not anymore.
Waste not, want not.
No. Now, I could have used the pre-shredded cheese I already had, which was Fontina and cheddar and mozzarella, or not mozzarella, but Monterey Jack, but I didn't because that's really not the right melt.
Is it? It's you pre-shredded it?
I did.
Okay, yeah. We don't use pre-shredded cheese for recipes.
No.
I think you're done in there.
Okay. Yeah, melty buttery best. That one spot gets it. There's not a lot of butter left in here, folks.
Looked like a lot more than it was.
I forgot about that.
All summer long.
And the knocks at the door at whatever hour going, we left our baseball.
We left our bowl over the fence.
Can you get it for us? I think the dog got it. Okay,
Just do it your damn self.
28 to 30 minutes.
At 350?
350. We'll do a spot check here in. So now,
What's that for?
marinara.
Oh, right. You're making a sauce. Forgot.
I mean, might not need it, but we're gonna go with it. But I think that this is going to be like, again, I think whoever said Super Bowl like food or like that kind of thing is spot on. It's going to be really good. So we need a little olive oil here. This will break down, and we're going to use our immersion blender to help get it smooth. Oh, wait.
They do make pizza ones of those where they put like the little mini pepperonis in it.
So I was going to say, that's the thing that was like for a variation type stuff that is exactly. Like you
You
could
could put Italian sausage in
You
it.
could do whatever you wanted, really. So
Cooked.
I'm gonna let this warm up, and that was about 2 teaspoons. And again, I have 4 cloves of garlic, and this is gonna go in there. I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did before. So I was telling Amy earlier, I grew garlic last year, and I'm growing garlic again this year, but there is this volunteer garlic coming up everywhere on the side, which is not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, what's going on? Side dish.
We're fine. We're right here.
No, I can't see the chat though.
You don't need to.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
But yes, the marinara sauce is gonna be really good. Just say, and I'm gonna take some out, and I'm gonna.
No, you're talking about volunteer garlic.
Oh yeah, so that garlic is gonna be really good, and I'm going to take some of this out when I get it to that. I got so much cloves of garlic last year. We used it for a long time, and I had little ones left over that I was going to use, but then there were volunteer ones out there. There was a couple of heads of garlic that I just forgot. So.
Are you, what else are you growing?
Some tomatoes, banana peppers again, jalapenos, Tabasco peppers, and I got some lettuce started, and I'm going to try and get some flowers started. But we'll see how it goes. And the worm compost in there's some volunteer pumpkins from some, I think a baby pumpkin we threw in there. So
Those little Jack B. Littles.
might be, I don't remember. I just know that they're coming up. We'll see. I like using whole tomatoes for this. But if you wanted to, you could use diced tomatoes. I feel like there's a lot more of the flavor is cooked out of them because they only cook them to a certain point, and then you can take them the rest of the way. Diced tomatoes are obviously going to have more surface area, which is going to allow more heat to break down the cell walls, which is going to dilute the flavor over time. So that's just a little bit of your Science Saturday.
And you like those particular ones because they are the best.
Well, I like these ones, but I also like Cento. These ones are...
Oh, I thought those were Cento.
These are Bianco di Napoli.
Oh,
These are good.
those aren't the best ones, though. I thought Cento got rated the best
Well, they did,
by BA.
but I like... The thing is there are higher grades of vegetables that are going to go into the product. But really, let's be honest here, they're tomatoes. So if you get them in the generic can, they're probably a very similar quality overall to even the mid-level brands, I would say. So unless you're really, like the bear hiding $100 bills, stacks of $100 bills in there,
Why aren't you recycling
because
them?
I didn't want to wash it.
You don't have to.
Here we are. I'll get it out in a minute. So, 4 cloves of garlic, can of tomatoes, salt, and I'm going to put a little bit of sugar in there. And that is going to help cut the acidity. Have we talked about this?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when we made pasta sauce. Same. Very similar. The thing that this is this is like a half a teaspoon, which is roughly that. And you want this to sort of be on a medium high we'll stir it up, but it's going to break down, and that is going to help with, again, the overall flavor of things. So. What is your go-to dipping sauce for something like this? Would it be, you could make ranch. That would be good. I think ranch would be really good for this.
Or garlic butter.
Garlic butter would also be good. So, turned it off. Great. There we go. This will break down again over the next half an hour. So while we're doing that, this is going to be the easiest thing we've ever made, drink-wise. Can you grab the glasses out of the freezer, please?
Honey mustard for your garlic cheesy dippy. All right. Sweet Baby Ray's was another
Yeah. All of these
suggestion.
good choices. So we've got 2 pint glasses here. You're going to get whatever orange juice you like, or whatever juice. If you wanted lemonade, use good lemonade. And you're going to go about that high, which is about half. It's funny, my Pinterest just said, Doug, junk food.
Yeah,
Did you get it too?
it was on the iPad.
That's funny. Yeah, I'm going to take this down a little bit. And then, this is Blue Moon. That's why we're using oranges. because they already go well together.
So I didn't know that a shandy was a red beer, but with different juice.
I mean, yeah.
I like it. It's a mimosa.
I mean, realistically,
It's a beer mimosa.
it is.
That doesn't sound bad to me. And plus, you won't get scurvy. 'Cause I'm always worried about scurvy.
Yeah.
That orange is gonna be the size of a golf ball. Where'd it come from? What's the sticker say?
Oh, I got it.
No, what country did it come from? Does it say?
USA.
Bad crop here.
Okay, well, sort of.
Is it getting any better?
No. I like that Amy is like, no. Where is it from?
Where's the outlet?
That didn't. Too thin. I like how the closer it gets to this end, the better it is. That makes
Oh.
no sense. Okay. Oh, my big feet.
Oh, whoa, you almost fell down.
Try not to spell on my computer.
Oops. It went on the ground, not on me. May I have a paper towel, please? Or that butter paper towel?
I mean, it's not a paper towel made out of butter, everybody. It's a paper towel for butter. Okay. So I'm going to use a little bit, of this Italian seasoning. And salt. I already salted it. Like I say, after I blend it, I'm going to throw in a pretty good pinch of Calabrian hot crushed chili peppers for a second dip, because I want it like a little heat in mine. Arrabbiata.
Arrabbiata.
There, at Pinocchio's,
This
which-
one is with. This one is with.
Yeah. There's a pasta at Pinocchio's, which is an Italian restaurant near us that used to be very good, and it just we went in more than once trying to give it a time. We probably could go back and see if they've got better chefs now, but they have a pasta arrabbiata that's really good with chicken, but I have to order it with a glass of milk because it is very, very. Oh, better take my clacker out. Get out of the kitchen. They get so they're so clear when you start out, and then by the end of the week, they are not. So, oranges are good,
They are good.
but if they come to this house, they come to die.
They come to just rot on the counter.
Oh God, that is so good.
It is good.
So, the heat applied to tomatoes, one of the things that's really great about using whole tomatoes, get that out of there, is they break down really quickly. And so you can just continue to help them along, but they turn pretty much into more mush as they're going. And then you could leave it chunky like this if you wanted just like pieces, but I don't. Or when you blend it.
Did you know that the stuff that's really good for you in tomatoes
Is in the skin.
is only released with heat?
Oh.
So raw tomatoes,
Would have a lot of
Are-
nutritional value.
no.
Huh,
It's
Andrea.
not until you heat them up that then I think it's called lycopene.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good for you, but only with heat.
That's why the Italians really use tomatoes a lot, which is funny because tomatoes didn't exist in Rome or in Italy for thousands of years until after they came over to the Americas. So, because
That's where they got tomatoes, was here?
tomatoes are native to South America and Central America. Potatoes are native to North America. So, all those things like the potato famine and all those,
Yeah.
that happened during the 1800s, everyone.
Oh.
Like, it's not like it happened in like 1500s, right? But yeah. Okay.
Oh, my feed just showed me the bird catching a fish with bread.
Oh,
Yeah. Smart bird.
it's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. I can already tell.
Did you know that birds can count to 3?
Horses can't. That's bullshit.
I know. Just saying.
Now, I was playing earlier with different things that we could do with the junk food that I bought, but I'm not gonna lie to you, none of it sounded very good. Except for reducing gummy bears with water into a simple syrup-like thing and using that as a flavor. And then I thought to myself, I'll just use simple syrup.
We are going to use the high fructose corn syrup from the fruit
Oh.
cocktail
Yeah.
in something.
Yeah. Because I went to the store and I got the fruit cocktail because Amy used to eat a can of fruit cocktail after school every single day, she tells me.
I ate a lot of it,
And it was the high fructose corn syrup version.
but I didn't eat the cherries because they're gross.
Right. And I could only find a large container, so I figured we'll just hound it down together. And the reason that we were cooking, this is warm. You could serve this. But you want the tomatoes to break down even more. They're going to caramelize in the heat. They're going to lose. The flavor is going to really condense. No, that's not the right word. I mean, that is for it. What's the word I'm looking for? I guess condense is fine.
That's not the word, but
You know, what word am I trying to think about? Not condensed flavor, but it's like right there.
yeah, just keep
It'll
talking
come
on
in.
something. To George.
Time to torch, Denise. We got to start the barbecue for the steaks. They're currently sous vide.
Reduce. Concentrate.
There it is. Thank you.
Ping for the win.
Thanks, Ping. Yeah, concentrate. We're gonna
No.
stay inside. You're gonna concentrate the flavors really well, and you're gonna get just a really delicious, deep, rich, like tomatoey flavor. And the thing again, the sugar is gonna help balance out that acid. The olive oil is it's all gonna be layered. And the reason, again, if you were gonna really mince up the garlic instead of do it through this finger, you would want to before you put the tomatoes in, add the garlic to the olive oil. But because we did them through the microplane, we don't have to do that. Ooh, yeah. I liked it when I said that the show will be 5 years old in May, on May 24th. Amy went like this. That doesn't seem correct, but it is. So 5 years. It's kind of a crazy thing. So much has happened in 5 years.
So much.
Well, it looked like a Bloody Mary. The sauce?
I assume.
No, it shouldn't. How about that? It should be.
Are you even gonna have to use the?
Maybe
Finger?
not. Maybe not. I mean, I'm gonna
Looks
look.
like that's breaking down pretty well.
It is.
The immersion blender.
So I mean, it's not gonna. It will still have some chunks in it, but it won't be smooth. If we can do that. But I figured you would want it more smooth.
I don't really care for marinara dipping sauce, so it's whatever you and Denise want.
Well, you've never had this.
Well, I've had lots of versions, so I don't.
Have you
really...
ever had mine? No, you haven't. You like my marinara, the spaghetti sauce I make, which is basically very similar. I also think.
I'm thinking about you mixing together the junk foods like white cheddar popcorn with peanut M&Ms and
Oh
a topping of spray cheese.
no!
Gross.
It was making popcorn balls with peanut M&Ms, and the binder is the easy cheese.
Ew. No, that's awful.
I'm just telling you what it is. So, let's see.
I popped a bag of popcorn at work the other day and ate it, which, by the way, I think should be illegal to pop popcorn in a public place. But I did it because it's my room and I do what I want. It was really good.
Yeah. The other thing that's going to be really good about this is that this is going to be kind of rich with the butter and stuff, and the citrus is going to help cut that. It'll cut the garlic a little bit, cut the cheese, cut the butter.
Yeah, the problem is I'm thirsty right now, so I'm drinking this too fast.
There's a whole bunch
Thirsty.
of stuff that's there. It's going to be really good. Okay, that's doing its business. I don't know what's happening out there. Sent Denise out to.
I don't know, but she's out there just wandering around with a little torch, so hopefully she doesn't light anything else on
Okay,
fire.
well, she's an adult.
I think she's going to look in your greenhouse and see what's up there.
Would you now? Another question is, could you put like a chili salt on here that's like that tahini powder people were talking about? Have a little almost like a michelada, but or lime. Ooh, what's that stuff you and Lena like that they give you on the planes?
That dried lime.
Yeah, you could put that on the edge.
You know, I teased Lino about that when he wanted to buy that, and I was like, why don't you just get some limes? But the flavor is much more concentrated in that lime powder they give you on the plane.
Yeah, because it's pure citric acid.
I liked it in my gin and tonic. It was good. Yeah. Oh, they have orange? What are you out there lighting on fire besides barbecue? We saw you walking around with a torch out there.
That is
Guess. You might guess what you see.
You're the dummies that gave me a torch.
That's true. We did. What's it gonna do?
What's your second favorite Val Kilmer movie, honey?
Second? Oh my God. Well, first of all, what's my favorite Val Kilmer movie?
Tombstone.
No,
Batman.
Real Genius.
Real Genius.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
You've never. Okay, we'll watch it again. I told her I already watched it, but we're gonna watch it again because it's. Yes, Real Genius. I used to.
Is that like an 80s movie?
Yeah, like 1984, 1983.
Oh.
It was one of his first roles after Top Secret, which is. Have you ever seen that movie?
I don't think so.
It's basically.
I mean, I feel like I probably have seen these movies in my youth,
Yeah.
but I could not tell you what they were about.
Val Kilmer, I remember watching, Real Genius, when I was, probably 7 or 8 or 9. Not when you're supposed to, because it's rated R, or maybe it's rated 13. I don't know. Anyways, but I liked like his personality. It was jokey, but he was also super smart and like I don't know, just the whole thing like affected me in a way, which is why I liked him so much and everything.
Tim Burton directed it?
I don't think Tim Burton did Real Genius. We're gonna have to let's do a fact
know.
check. Hey Google,
Well, Ping.
who
Ping
directed
usually
Real
knows.
Genius?
Real Genius was directed by Martha Coolidge.
Martha Coolidge.
Martha Coolidge. What was the other one you said, though?
Top Secret.
Is that directed by Tim Burton?
That was done by like the guys who did Airplane.
Well, then what is Ping? Ping, what are you talking about?
Val Kilmer, or maybe you think we're saying Tim Burton?
Val Kilmer.
But Batman.
Oh, that was Tim Burton?
The original 1989 Batman with Michael Keaton was Tim Burton, and then the Batman Returns with the Penguin and Catwoman was also Tim Burton, and then
With who?
Catwoman and Penguin. Who did you think I said?
I don't know. Michael Keaton.
Yes. But then that's why I've loved Val Kilmer. I've watched almost all of his terrible movies that he's been in, even the really good ones. But I love that movie, The Saint, because I like the Saint TV show that Roger Moore started.
I liked The Saint.
I like that movie a lot. Also, it has one of my childhood crushes, Elizabeth Shue, in it. So I mean, like, it just like hits all the boxes. And there's a movie called Thunderheart where he plays like somebody who has Native American heritage and goes back and takes care of like business on the res, but he's an FBI agent.
Yes.
But like, he just did a lot of cool stuff. But if there was a perfect pairing in a 2006 comedy action film called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with him and Robert Downey Jr. That movie hits a lot of boxes. It's directed by Shane Black, one of my favorite directors. Has Val Kilmer in it. Has Robert Downey Jr. in it. And it's a wonderful, witty banter and ridiculous plot. And it has one of my favorite lines of all time, which is where there's a scene in the movie where it's Robert Downey Jr.'s character Harry does something, and Val Kilmer, who plays a gay detective named Gay Perry, which is hilarious. He says to Robert Downey Jr., "You are an idiot." No, he goes, "Look up the definition of idiot in the dictionary." And Robert Downey Jr.'s character goes, "You'll see a picture of me." He goes, "No, you'll see the definition of idiot, which you fucking are." It's just a great.
I loved Elizabeth Shue. She didn't love me.
Isn't that the way it was? I saw Adventures in Babysitting in 1986, and it was all over. I saw Adventures in I think we talked about this, but I saw Adventures in Babysitters with my brother Terry in the theaters in 1986 with two
At the
Hispanics.
Orca?
No. Well,
At the
no,
Orca too?
at the Canby Theater, with two Hispanic guys that worked for my grandpa, Danny and his brother. And Danny's brother didn't speak English, so Danny translated the movie the entire time. And when it got to the part where she says, "Don't fuck with the babysitter," he did that, and Terry and I thought that was the funniest shit we've ever heard in our life. So, anyways,
Oh, goodness.
this is what happens when you're a feral child.
Kooky
So-
life.
I will say, I think that like I think we're like us, like kind of on the cusp of like we're the end of Generation X, right? A lot of our kind of age group is, and like first millennials type of things. And
Not me.
No, not you. We in this room and others are firmly planted at the tail end of Gen X, and then that gap, which is from 70s.
That's the Goonies.
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
the 76 to 82, basically. The idea is that we came with all this media, right? Like movies, like VHS became a thing. You could see movies at video stores, were rise of video stores. All of this media.
Also, the internet.
Well, that came later in the early 90s, and like you're like,
But we were of age to actually like access it and
Yeah.
watch it happen.
but I will say, I find that it's an interesting time because I feel like half the people I grew up with embraced the internet and the other half didn't.
Really?
Like, yeah. And I think it's just like if you went into a job that didn't require you to be online or to access or
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
what would you need it for? And again, oh yeah. So you didn't have it, but I guess what I'm saying is like these movies you could get access to and go to the movie theater and then get them at home. And so like Val Kilmer and those people who were like young as that we were coming up too,
Well, especially like
you're exposed to them. I guess.
well, you and I have the same similar background in that well, first of all, I went with my family to the movies every Friday night.
Yeah.
So I saw all kinds of things that were rated R.
Yeah, me too.
But also we rented movies.
Like all the time. That's pretty much what we did.
Yeah, every weekend we rented movies for the weekend. So I went to the movie rental place. Yes, exactly.
Well, and I worked at a video store in high school. That
Yeah.
was like my job from like 17 to like 19 or so. And I watched so many movies. And that's why like I think more than most like movies are uniquely like I think we're uniquely tied to them more so just because of like they were the only entertainment.
It was that in PBS.
Yeah.
That and PBS.
Growing up, that's
Unless
movies and
yeah,
PBS.
I was like
And my own copy of The Sound of Music, which I have watched 455 times
Yeah.
if I've watched it once.
Listen, if you grew up the same time we did, your mother or somebody's mother that you knew had a cabinet full of VHSs that she purchased from the store and recorded things off the TV.
No, I didn't have that.
Somebody you knew did though.
I don't think so. We
Well, you know
rented
me,
from the little shop on the way home.
Well, I have.
I love Karate Kid.
Oh, listen. I do like karate. Well, listen. I like Back to the Future Elizabeth Shue as well. Okay, but she was.
You rented VCRs?
You could rent VCRs. Yeah.
Oh my lord. Well, I suppose it was like a big deal, right?
When I worked at the video store, like
Remember in Scrooge, he gives people VCRs for Christmas. Like that's like the big thing.
yeah, I love that as well. But when I worked at the video store, aka the video place,
Is it cooked?
we rented DVD players when they first started coming out because they were so expensive.
Huh.
So like, oh yeah. Oh.
What happened?
Well, there seems to be a butter leakage problem.
Is it really better? Or is it just moisture?
It might be moisture. Okay, so I'm gonna get
You're gonna close that.
a big plate. We have big plates? Nope.
You can use
Nope.
that. It just always freaks me.
Nope.
That's like a special thing.
When she looked at me, everyone, she looked at me and she's like, "You use that plate, and I will cut you."
I will cut you,
That's what she
but I
said
won't be
it
happy.
in her mind. I will cut you, bitch.
Use one of those. It doesn't matter.
So yeah. Listen, I got into all kinds of tomfoolery at that video place. I think I mentioned this, but it was the only place in town that rented pornography. That was a thing. And
Yeah.
I saw dignitaries come in and rent pornography, and I thought that was the best part of, I'm like, I knew something. Like, I could bring down the entire thing. I didn't. Okay. Yep.
This is end up so delightful, and you're gonna do such a good job.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize it.
Well,
Probably should have greased it.
it's just some cheese.
Someone take that thing away from him. I'm hyperventilating every time he reaches over barehanded for the cooker. Trust me, I was just planning our trip to PR.
We're fine.
He's not wanting it.
This does not look the same.
No.
I don't know why it did it this way. I mean, you're supposed to use. Am I supposed to use a bun pan and not a? That's a bun pan, right?
No, that's a sponge cake pan.
Oh, well, that explains it.
I don't know why I didn't. I guess because I never looked over the monitor to actually look at what you were. I was just looking. It's fine.
No, Mike, it's fine.
It worked out.
Listen,
It's gonna eat just fine.
It is, yeah. Is it cooked? Is the question.
not that part.
No.
So I guess I need to put it on a pan and put it back in.
Yeah.
That was dope. It's fine. I thought, whatever, it doesn't matter. It kind of looks like it's supposed
How's
to.
it taste?
I mean, these are probably done. The outside is probably done. I mean, it tastes like butter and deliciousness. Nothing goes the way it's supposed to on this show. That's why you come here. You thought, if you had that
I mean, and the truth of the matter is, I know people make them in. No, I guess you do want to make it in the butt pan because you want it to heat from the inside out as well. Or you could just lay it out flat in like a 9x12 or 9x13.
I think that's what you did when you made it.
Yeah.
do I even
just
have, I
laid
don't
it
even
out
know if I
flat.
have a bun pan.
Yeah, we have a silicone one. It's up there. No,
No.
no. It was
Oh.
pink.
We used to have it. I think we got rid of it because I didn't like it.
I keep getting
Shit
rid of
stuck
them,
to
and
it.
then I buy them again. So I think I currently am in my.
All right.
Okay, well, peel some of the pieces off the out. Can you reach back in there and
Yeah,
get
but what
some
I'm
of the
what I'm
outer
going to show
pieces
you
so
here
we can
real
try
quick
it?
is that this broke down
Oh yeah, did.
really well.
Can you tip it a bit more so I can see? There you go. Thank you.
So I'm going to take some of this. It's so hot.
Nate says microwave for 35 seconds and you're golden.
It'll be fine. It's going to be totally fine.
Yeah, we're just
Now,
trying.
Here's the
Just
other
gonna
thing.
make theirs.
If I was going to do this again, which I could, I would make extra of the butter mixture, and then at the end I would drizzle this to add extra flavor. So. Amy is not going to try this.
Hell no, I'm not. Because I happen to know that there's ranch dressing in there.
Killing me, Smalls.
Thank you. Denise probably wants to try some of the marinara.
You guys can try it together. Hachi fucking hachi!
If you don't look,
It's fine. It's, ow!
that's good.
Now, I think Pig was on to something. You add some pepperoni to this with the marinara dip. You got pizza dip.
Yeah.
So I think the reason it's so hot is because it's the cheese I'm grabbing onto. So
Yummy.
yeah, that was good. All right. Yeah, it's. I mean, also it's got like fried cheese on the outside of it. Okay, well that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the food gremlins that are out in the world that are also watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. Thank you to the one person who subscribed last week. That puts us at 215 followers. So go follow right now. And like the video. And then tomorrow or next week, like I said, the party goes from noon to 4. And then that was enough time for us to get set up and do this.
Okay.
And we'll probably a little bit snickered, so I'll go from there. Otherwise, make a sweet version. That's what we have done before. Brown sugar and butter mixed together. You got yourself a classic. Until then, we love you. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, be kind. It's important. Be loyal. Give grace where you can. And we'll do something nice for somebody next week. We love you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.